Coming under scrutiny today in Lansing, Michigan's emergency policy of housing positive COVID nursing home patients in nursing homes with COVID negative patients. State Senate committee had some tough questions today about that policy. More than a third of Michigan's 6,000 COVID deaths have come from nursing homes. But Governor Whitmer is still standing by her policy of placing COVID positive patients in nursing homes with people who are COVID negative. Our Rod Maloney has been following the nursing home situation here closely. Rod, this is still baffling to many, but you talked with the governor about this very issue this afternoon.
She is essentially doubling down on her policy because she says there really aren't any good alternatives. Her policy, instead, ordering all nursing home patients and staff to get tested. She'll keep her regional hubs, too.
That appeared to be the best practice with the science and information that we had, and that's how we pursued it. The alternative, there are no good alternatives.
Florida, with its much larger senior population, did not commingle COVID positive and negative seniors, points out State Senator Pete Lucido. He said there they understood the risks.
I'd like to hear what data was relied on to pick nursing homes to bring in COVID patients, to infect those that weren't infected, to kill those loved ones, to bring in COVID patients, to infect those that weren't infected, to kill those loved ones, of almost 2,000, and that's what the federal government said.
Indeed, the Centers for Medicare Services say 2,297 Michiganders died in nursing homes, 350 more than the state is reporting. Lucido wants the governor to dedicate one facility for the recovering COVID positive.
Maybe something we could have done. However, the incredible, Herculean undertaking that would have been to do it right. However, the incredible, Herculean undertaking that would have been to do it right, would have taken time, and
The Department of Justice wants Governor Whitmer to send over information about Michigan nursing homes.
The DOJ says the state's orders may have resulted in the deaths of thousands of nursing home patients.
Karen, that's right. The governors of New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and yes, Michigan all got this letter. All of these states have had a high percentage of COVID deaths coming out of nursing homes. For example, here in the state of Michigan, so far, 32% of our total deaths in our state have come from nursing homes. What the feds are looking into is whether it's state policies that are responsible for those numbers. And if they determine the data leads them there, a possible federal civil rights investigation. Here's a quote from the DOJ. Quote, today the Justice Department requested COVID-19 data from the governors of states that issued orders which may have resulted in the deaths of thousands of elderly nursing home residents. Now, we just got a response out of Governor Whitmer's office. Her spokeswoman is saying they believe this is nothing but a political stunt. They also say that they will assess the DOJ letter and then will determine where to go next.
State lawmakers are demanding changes be made to the policy of putting COVID-positive nursing home patients in areas with non-COVID patients.
On some nursing home COVID requirements, combining positive patients in the same facilities as those COVID negative. As of yesterday, 1,216 Michiganders have died. That's 23% of Michigan's overall total. But Gordon admitted that as an undercount. He then showed locally reported Metro Detroit Health Department numbers in Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties as having 1,372 nursing home deaths, making up 33% of Michigan's total, all by themselves. Detroit Democratic Representative Leslie Love, who through tears told the committee her mother, who lives in a regional hub, now has tested positive for COVID, and she's furious.
Why the state of Michigan has chosen this path is beyond me. It seems like the most idiotic thing that we could come up with.
Other people are more susceptible, and in congregate care facilities that is exacerbated. And because of that, we have taken actions to protect people in nursing homes, to articulate early on that we wouldn't have visitors anymore, that it was going to be monitored very closely. We took a lot of actions early on. Clearly, COVID patients being discharged from a hospital, We wanted to make sure that they had a place to go. And so as we have tried to address this so that we kept people safe, but also gave them a place to return to, we've had to strike a balance here.
Yeah, Devin, it's hours away from expiring, this executive order that the governor made about a month ago. In the meantime, we have confirmed that it's just under 700 deaths that the state has counted of people who have died in nursing homes, but they say those numbers are highly inaccurate. They're not sure if it undershoots by a lot or a little, but they say that they are not accurate numbers. In the meantime, there are many in the Senate right now who are wanting the governor to change this policy. There are now 21 of them. States paying these homes $5,000 per COVID positive case they take. We also learned there are some nursing homes taking these patients that do not have the same strict separation policies the regional hubs are required to have.
You know, in New York, we're a slave to the science, right? We've been following the science and the data and the metrics from day one. You know, in New York, we're a slave to the science, right? You know, in New York, we're a slave to the science, right? We have the best numbers that we've had since this started today in New York. We only had 10 deaths for us. That's the lowest number since this started. It's down from a high of 800. So far, so good.
Well, with all due respect, sir, if there's someone I would point to who I would say would be a slave to science, I would say former CDC Director Tom Frieden. He said over the weekend what a disastrous job New York City has done, and what a disastrous job New York City has done, and what a disastrous job New York City has done, specifically Mayor de Blasio. So what's your take on what New York City is doing?
Yeah, New York State, we did it a little differently than most states. New York had more cases, more deaths, and more deaths in nursing home because that's who the virus affects. It affects senior citizens. They had a tremendous number of deaths in nursing homes. It's all a political charade.
We just got a response out of Governor Whitmer's office. Her spokeswoman is saying they believe this is nothing but a political stunt out of.
They had a tremendous number of deaths in nursing homes. It's all a political charade.
I believe this is nothing but a political stunt out of.
It's all a political charade, and it's an ugly one, frankly, to talk about a number of deaths and suggest there was politics at it.
There are now 21 of them. States paying these homes $5,000 per COVID positive case they take. States paying these homes $5,000 per COVID positive case they take.
We're killing people unnecessarily by this irresponsible, reckless reopening, and it's not working for the economy either. One of our top priorities is protecting people in nursing homes and seniors. This is where this virus feeds. Restricting visitation. This is a tough policy, and I had serious qualms about it, to tell you the truth. But the health officials were right. Yes, you want visitation. No, you don't want to walk a virus into a nursing home that could kill the person you're going to visit. New York has one of the highest populations of nursing home residents of any state in the country, over 100,000 residents. But New York's percentage of deaths in nursing homes is the 34th highest of any state. So if you look at the states and the percentages of people who died in nursing homes as a percentage of that death, New York is number 34.